So my name's Nikita Anand. I am 25 years old and I work at Virtual College as a software tester. So from a young age I've always loved computers, but it's a very competitive industry to get into. So when I finished school, I didn't go down the normal route of uni and stuff. I went down an apprenticeship route and I gained some Microsoft qualifications. But because the market is so competitive, it's hard to get a technical job without the experience. So I started working in support, where most of us start. So I started working in IT support, and 5 years after that, I saw a job come up here one day, and it was for an IT infrastructure role, and I thought I want to become more technical, just go for it. Came to Virtual College for the interview, and it wasn't the job for me. Like they said to me that I didn't have the experience required, which you hear all the time in this industry. But they didn't give up on me, and that's the main thing that kept me going, is because Virtual College then said to me, what role would you like to do? What's the role you want? And at the time, I wanted to become a software tester. And I was studying myself, like at home, self-studying, working towards a software testing qualification. And I told them this, and they called me back for a second interview. And 2 weeks later, I had the role without any experience. I was still training myself, and they helped train me to become a software tester. And a year down the line, here I am, happier than ever. Knowing that the digital market is such a big part in the world now, and it changes every day, just makes it more interesting to be a part of it. And knowing that you'll never get bored, because there's so many routes to go down and there's so much to learn. So if you got bored of one role, you can always go into another. There's always a route to get into another, and the longer you stay within digital, the better it is for you, because you'll be the first to know about anything new coming out and all the changing things in the world at the moment. So everything's becoming digital, isn't it? So most roles are now digital. So I think that's what interests me in coming into this market, is because there's so much to do. So barriers I faced were, I think it's with any job really, not just digital, is experience. Everyone asking for experience, and I'd come straight from an apprenticeship, had little experience or no experience really, and it's hard for companies to give you that chance, because obviously they're taking a risk by giving someone with no experience a role. But then if no one's giving you a role, you're never going to gain that experience. So that's why I had to start in software support, and I couldn't get straight into testing until Virtual College gave me the chance, and just took the chance with me without any experience. I think working in digital, you don't always have to be technical. So if you feel like you're not technical as someone else, or so say you know a friend who's a software tester and they're very technical and you're not, I'd say you don't need to be technical these days, because there's so much training available. You can self-teach yourself, just research. Honestly, that's what I did to become a software tester. I decided what role I wanted, and then just researched. And there's so many online training courses you can do. There's like quick courses you could do. You could go for a week on IT camps and stuff. They do coding camps and everything these days. So my biggest advice would be is not to give up, and don't feel like you can't do it, because if you look at my story, you'll see how far I've come from not really gaining many qualifications at the beginning, but now I'm training to become a software developer, which is amazing. No, I think there's a whole group of people behind digital, from HR to sales to marketing to testers. I don't do coding. And then obviously there's coding, but then there's product owners, there's scrum masters, there's a whole range of different roles. There's people who record recordings for instance, in Virtual College, we have people who have to record the training courses by talking into a microphone. There's no coding in that. But without that, the training courses wouldn't be made. There's designers who design they'll design the software, but they won't actually code it into place. It would just be like pictures that they've drawn and stuff like that. So no, I'd say it's not just coding. There's a whole range of things.